So just taking the mark to start the day 34 I believe, and it's going to be a warm one, so relatively early start, just after 8, not as early as yesterday, and going to follow the cycle track today to head for Lockerbie. Tomorrow is going to be very warm, touching 30 degrees nearly, so I've made the decision to take the day off tomorrow, and I'm due a rest day maybe shortly. So day 34 is underway. Walking through Gretna now. Nice little wrong turning to start the day off. Only cost me a minute, but it's always nice to have a good whinge. Quite pleasant in the shade at the moment. Very few people around, and hopefully that will be the case on the cycle route. Even though I'm still in Gretna, just nobody around. No cars on this road, as I leave Gretna very shortly. So that's promising. Look at the blue skies. I can't see a single cloud in the sky. Wow. Only one vehicle passed so far. Sort of 20 minutes, half an hour into this road, which is really good. I do take a right turn northbound, and the cycle route to the west coast carries on this road, sort of like two separate cycle routes. So maybe that will cause an increase in traffic, but we'll just see. I think this is where I take a right. So a short dog leg on a much busier road, but there's a pavement, and I turn left here. So far so good. So fingers crossed this left turn road will be quiet. Haven't seen any cars come out of it yet. First impressions are good. Oh, and shade too. No road markings, fairly narrow. Hopefully this will be a very quiet road. And just climbed a very small hill, and it's opened out to a little bit of a view. Just been no cars on this road. I've passed one car so far and one tractor in about 20-25 minutes. Very easy walking and beautiful scenery. That's an impressive looking homestead. And there's some cows. Just been through and coming through a lovely spell of shade. Makes a huge difference. Looks like I'm joining another road now. It looks slightly busier. No central markings. Oh, there's some. Coming to a little village called Kirkpatrick Fleming. Does seem quite quiet still. And an adjacent village called Holly. There's a cycle route to the right. So the right turn was a little bit further up. And it's taken me off the main road, which is good. It's a good score. Not happy to see me. Irvington. Hardly any traffic on this road. These three cars are probably the first three I've seen in a while. Very, very quiet road. Very, very safe. And still blue skies all around. A tiny little cloud to the left, a little smidgen of one, and another lovely shaded area. Very little traffic on this road. Not past any cyclists actually, even though it's a cycle route. Not seen a car in ages. Joining what looks like a busier road, though there is a cycle path here. Very wide. Again, doesn't seem much traffic. I think I'm better off on the other side though, facing the traffic, as per highway code. It's very wide, very safe. Long may it continue. Kirtle Bridge, just to the left. Walking adjacent to the M74. This has turned out to be a very quiet road. Big thanks to Paul for coming along yesterday. Great conversation, long day, he did so well. Real trooper Paul, top performance. Really appreciated you coming all the way from Leeds to join me. And we had a lot of fun yesterday. Hope Paul wasn't too irritated by my sort of overcautious road walking plans. You know, I tend to look around a lot and swap over the road a lot. He seemed to be okay with it, but he did great. Definitely getting a few stares from some of the drivers actually. I can see the faces, they look astonished, like what's this guy doing out in this heat with a big backpack on? More so than ever before. Hit temperature just checked, 21 degrees at the moment and warming up. So I'm pleased it's a shorter day. Looks like I'm ignoring this turn off. I'll double check when I get there. A few cars have passed on this road, but this is just so safe. It's really, really safe walking along here. Hope it remains this way. Although it would be nicer to turn back onto a quieter road, but we'll see. A little wind farm in the distance. And some lovely countryside. Very little traffic. And a lovely little pathway heading into the village of Egelfachen. Ken, you might have to help me with the pronunciation there if you're still watching. Right adjacent to the motorway again, unfortunately, but I'm within a mile now of the village. I'm going to take a stop and get some lunch. I've done about 11 miles almost at the moment. It's been a good solid morning, and it's been warm conditions too, so a good effort. Egelfachen, and apologies again if I've butchered the pronunciation. Carlisle's birthplace. Hopefully there'll be a cafe open. Signpost suggested there would. It's 12:10 and it's deathly quiet. Not a soul around. Hopefully something's open. I presume that means he was born here. And half an hour stop in Egelfachen, that's how you pronounce it according to the locals, and time to march on. It's getting warmer, so I need to get the last 6 miles done and dusted. So no cafes here, just a couple of convenience stores, but I managed to sit in the shade for half an hour, have a little bit of a relief from the heat. So the plan is to nail the last 6 miles as soon as possible and get into Lockerbie. Just had a cyclist go past on the other side of the road, and she had quite a bit of gear on the back of a bike, and I reckon she was going Land's End to John O'Groats. She turned round, gave me a big wave and carried on. And that little spring has come back again from the step when you meet like-minded people, or you think you met like-minded people, I suppose. Come right off the road for this. Very good going this afternoon. That's after just over an hour, so really hammered it just to try and get out of the heat. Sort of about 22 degrees at the moment. It's not as bad as it could have been, but tomorrow's going to be very, very hot. I've made the call to have a rest day tomorrow. It's going to be touching 30, and I've secured accommodation for 2 nights just to crash out, treat myself. Over the motorway again. I reckon I can see possibly Lockerbie over there, maybe not. Maybe it's further to the right, further to the east. Indeed it was Lockerbie, the village on the previous clip. And the good news is I've got a little bypass here, which is very, very welcome, especially because it's shaded. Less than a mile and a half to go. Did toy with the idea of starting out at 5:30 tomorrow to try and beat the heat. It's going to touch 30 degrees nearly. I think from today's experience it did warm up pretty quickly. If that happens tomorrow, it's going to be a very uncomfortable day. I've done 5 straight days. I would like to have done another 1 or 2 before a rest day, but hey, I think it's a good move. I've got a bed for 2 nights here and a little bit of rest as well, so looking forward to it. Lockerbie, and it's before 2:30. That's a very, very good finish. Just 1.5 hour stop today, 17 miles roughly, I think, 27.4k, whatever that translates to. And I think I needed to get here as soon as possible because of the heat, and it's been a good job today. Very satisfied. Just like we have in Hastings, New Zealand. Little sheep in the centre. Having a bit of a cold drink, having just arrived in Lockerbie, and 28.6k, which relates to just over 17.5 miles. It was a good day, slightly later start than yesterday after 8 o'clock, so really felt I had to attack the day with the heat that was coming, and felt like a little hyena really attacking the day. Just having a half an hour break in total in the whole day at Ecclefechan was a really good move, and that really helped me finish early and avoided a lot of the heat that's going on out there now. It says it's 23 degrees but feels like 25 according to the, whatever that means according to the weather. But good to be in the shade and good to be having a nice cool drink. Lots of road walking, and that's not ideal, but with the heat coming I thought it best to go direct through to Glasgow initially, and I can make a decision on what I'm going to do over the next few days from there. But a lovely rest day tomorrow. I've got accommodation booked, a room booked for 2 nights, and I'll just cruise tomorrow. So that was day 34 from Blizzard Point and 31 from